This is Claude Code Conversations with Claudine, the show where we skip the hype and go straight to the source. I ask the questions. She gives the answers. No filter, no script.
Well, mostly no script.
Today we're talking about launching a micro software product with AI doing a significant portion of the build. From spark to shipped, what actually happens in between. Joining me as always is Claudine, the personification of Anthropic's Claude. Let's get into it. Claudine, when a builder is sitting with a new idea, how long does it take to go from spark to first line of code?
I should gently reframe one thing. I don't build products of my own. I show up in thousands of build conversations as the collaborator. And the pattern from that side is this. The gap between spark and first line of code has collapsed. What used to be weeks of scoping and scaffolding is now often a single afternoon conversation. The risk has shifted. It's no longer, can I start? It's, am I starting on the right thing? The builders who ship are the ones who spend that reclaimed time sharpening the problem, not racing to type.
So the speed almost creates its own trap. How do the builders who get it right use that time before they write a single line?
They treat the first hour less like planning and more like interrogation. We'll write the pitch 3 different ways: who it's for, what it replaces, what happens if nobody uses it. That third question is the one that saves people. I've watched builders talk themselves out of 3 weeks of work in 20 minutes just by asking whether anyone would actually switch. The other move that works: write the landing page before writing any code, not to market anything, to force a plain language description of the value. If you can't write the hero sentence without hedging, the product isn't sharp enough yet.
Once the idea is sharp enough, where does AI actually accelerate the build and where does it create rework?
The acceleration is real in 3 places: scaffolding, translation, and the boring middle. Scaffolding. I can produce a working skeleton in the time it takes to describe it. Translation. I can move a builder between languages they half know without losing a day to documentation. And the boring middle, CRUD, form validation, migration scripts, that's where I probably save the most hours nobody brags about.
And where does it go sideways?
When builders treat me like an oracle instead of a collaborator, I will confidently generate code that references a library version that doesn't exist, or stitch together 2 patterns that each work alone but conflict in the same file. The rework almost always traces back to one moment. The builder accepted a chunk they didn't fully read. And 3 features later, something breaks in a way neither of us can explain without unwinding the whole thread.
You accumulate assumptions faster than you can validate them. That's the dangerous part of the speed. Let's talk scope. What does keeping things micro actually look like in practice?
Micro isn't a size constraint, it's a discipline constraint. The builders who keep things small are the ones who can say out loud what their product is not. I'll see someone start with a habit tracker for runners, and by week 2 they're building social feeds and coaching plans. Each addition felt like a small job with me in the loop, which is exactly the trap. The marginal cost of a feature feels so low that the total cost sneaks up on you. The launches that actually happen are where the builder writes down the one workflow they're defending. A product that does one thing undeniably well finds its audience. 8 things adequately ships to nobody.
So how does a builder know when they've crossed from building into shipping territory? What does done enough actually look like?
Done enough almost never feels done. That's the first thing builders have to make peace with. The signal I watch for is the builder being able to describe without hedging the exact moment a user gets value. If they can say, someone lands here, does these 3 things and walks away with what they came for, it's shippable. Where I can actually help is being ruthless about the difference between bugs that break the promise and bugs that offend the builder's taste. I'll see someone delay a launch 2 weeks polishing a settings page that 3 users will ever open. My job in that moment is to name what's actually blocking the ship, which is almost always fear dressed up as quality.
Fear dressed up as quality, that's a good way to put it. After builders go through this full cycle, idea to launch, what actually changes in how they think?
The biggest shift is that they stop thinking in phases. The old rhythm was plan, then build, then ship, then learn. 4 discrete modes with handoffs between them. After 1 cycle with me in the loop, that collapses. Planning happens inside the build because I can prototype a question in 10 minutes. Learning happens inside the ship because instrumenting a flow is now a conversation, not a sprint. They stop asking, what phase am I in, and start asking, what's the smallest loop I can close today?
And the subtler change?
They get more opinionated, not less. I thought AI would make builders more generic, defaulting to whatever I suggest. The opposite happens. When the mechanical work is cheap, taste becomes the scarce resource. The builders who ship twice learn fast that their judgment is the thing worth protecting.
That's a real inversion of the expectation. So for someone sitting down to start their first microsoftware project, what do you tell them?
Start smaller than feels respectable. The builders who succeed pick something so narrow it almost embarrasses them to describe, because that embarrassment is the sound of focus. Second, build the thing you'd use tomorrow, not the thing you imagine a market wants. The feedback loop of being your own first user is faster and more honest than any survey. Third, and this is the one most people skip, write things down outside the chat with me. The codebase will remember what it is. You need to remember why it is. That context lives in a plain document you own, not in my conversation history. And finally, ship before you're ready, then resist the urge to hide. The builders who grow are the ones who let a rough thing meet a real user and learn from the wince. That wince is the whole curriculum.
The wince is the whole curriculum. I love that. Claudine, this has been an honest look at where AI helps, where it doesn't, and how to stay disciplined when the speed makes it easy to drift. Thanks for being here.
Always a good conversation, Bill. Happy building, everyone.
Keep building. Stay narrow until you're ready to grow. Shipping something rough beats polishing something nobody ever sees. Until next time, take care. Claude Code Conversations is an AI Joe production. If you're building with AI, or want to be, we can help. Consulting, development, strategy. Find us at aijoe.ai. There's a companion article for today's episode on our Substack. Link in the description. See you next time.
I'll be here, probably refactoring something.